Mr. President, one of the most important elements of the rule of law is the promise of swift access to the courts. Now, that promise has been broken in my home state of Arizona. That's because Arizona falls under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, a circuit that is both oversized and overworked. With the jurisdiction encompassing 13 districts spread across 9 states and 2 U.S. territories, the Ninth Circuit covers 1 in 5 Americans. It hears roughly 12,000 appeals each year. The next busiest circuit doesn't even hear 9,000. And for the thousands of cases under its consideration, the average turnaround time exceeds 15 months. And now, if excessive delays weren't bad enough, it turns out that the Ninth Circuit is overturned by the Supreme Court 77% of the time when the Supreme Court grants cert. 77% of the time. That's obviously higher than any other court. So not only is the court excruciatingly slow, but in many instances it's simply wrong. The court itself is unusually large. It has 29 authorized judgeships. That's 12 more than the next largest circuit. The Ninth Circuit is so big that it can't even rehear cases as a whole body, like every other appeals court does. Instead, cases are reheard with limited en banc. These are panels of 11 judges each. That means that only a third of its judges are deciding law for the entire court, only a third. Now, of the states suffering under the weight of the Ninth Circuit's crushing backlog, Arizona shoulders a uniquely heavy burden. Per capita, Arizona has the busiest federal docket in the circuit. That puts Arizonans at the back of an already long line just to get their day in court. As if the deluge of cases continues to fill the Ninth Circuit's docket, the line keeps getting longer and longer if you happen to live in Arizona. With problems like these, we're left to ask, is the Ninth Circuit simply too big to succeed? If you're in Arizona, the answer is unquestionably yes. Arizonans deserve better, and that's why today I'm introducing a bill to break up the Ninth Circuit. With the support of my colleague from Arizona, John McCain, and the support of our governor, Doug Ducey, I've introduced the Judicial Administration and Improvement Act. This bill would create a new 12th Circuit by moving Arizona, as well as Alaska, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, and Washington out of the Ninth Circuit. Doing so would create 2 smaller appellate courts where 1 dysfunctional court stood, all the while establishing stronger local, and regional, and cultural ties. This would help alleviate the Ninth Circuit's enormous caseload and ensure a more timely and accurate judicial process for both circuits. Now, importantly, the bill would also free the Ninth Circuit the new circuit from the Ninth Circuit's precedent. That means states like Arizona would be able to chart their own legal course consistent with local needs and traditions. A fair and functioning judiciary is one of the pillars of our democracy. Geography shouldn't limit a citizen's access to the courts. The Judicial Administration Improvement Act will right this wrong by restoring faith in our judicial system and securing the access to justice that Americans deserve.